Oh, goody, goody, here it comes.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show.
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Oh, my God, don't stop now!
With your hosts, Brian, John, and Elaine. Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Condon, joined by my fellow co-hosts and filmmakers, John and Elaine Woolscroft.
What up?
How are you all?
So this is kind of a landmark episode. Guess why?
Number 10.
Number
109. Oh,
You were
shit.
way off.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 10. Yeah.
It's
like
number.
Bo Derek.
Yeah, there you go. That's a little dated.
A little dated.
He always is.
Yeah, I think she's gone down to maybe like a 9 or an 8 nowadays.
Last episode we talked about the Super Mario Brothers movie, so let's not talk about being dated here.
There you go. But yeah, this is episode number 10. So we made it through our first 10. That's great. Hopefully we have 10 more. And maybe 20, 30, 40. Yeah.
Booyah.
Booyah. And it's kind of fitting that we choose this movie.
Oh, we
To
have
tear
a
apart.
taste treat for you all.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
The movie is called Tiptoes. We're gonna get to that super soon.
But you gotta have your veggies before
But-
you get your dessert.
Let's talk about Birdman, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to say, I didn't think about that, but you're right. So, the news going around, the interwebs today is that Michael Keaton of Batman fame and Birdman fame and failed RoboCop remake villain fame will be playing...
Don't forget Gung Ho.
Oh, yes, and Gung Ho and Mr. Mom will be playing a villain, presumably, in the Spider Man Reboot.
It's rumored. It's rumored and supposedly confirmed in the way that our fucking society can confirm or deny something in a tweet.
True.
That's what I hear.
True.
And in terms of the A-list Spider-Man villains, is this the only villain that we've not seen in a Spider-Man movie adaptation?
I mean, honestly, is Vulture really that big of a villain? Is he an A-lister?
I think an average person who's I didn't really read Spider-Man comics could maybe mention him. No, he's not Hobgoblin. It's
They've
not
never
Venom.
had a Hobgoblin.
Well, technically they did.
No, that was Green. Oh,
Yep.
you're talking about that.
Well, it was
Franco,
a movie.
The Franco. You're talking about the Franco.
Well, no, there was Franco, and then there was
That was Green Goblin.
Well, no, he was Hobgoblin.
No, he was Green Goblin. There's a difference.
No, well, Willem Dafoe was
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, yeah, and then Franco
Goblin
would have
too.
been Hobgoblin. I mean,
Was he Hobgoblin? Did he go by that nomenclature?
I don't think they ever said it. No. But there was also in the Andrew Garfield movies. In the second one, there was Hobgoblin.
Was there?
Yep, it was.
Was it at that end credit bullshit?
Well, no, he's in the end fight with Garfield and Emma Stone and Electro and all that stuff. He flies in.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, yeah. I know which one you're talking about. You sure they didn't call him Green Goblin?
I don't know. I tried to block a lot.
I mean,
of that. He had
maybe
weird
that's-
green things on his
Well, that's what
neck.
I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
he was more of a Green Goblin than a Hobgoblin, especially considering that Green Goblin killed Gwen Stacy in the comics. So that's why I kind of think of that.
Alert!
Oh, you know what? If you
If you don't know now,
don't
go
know that
fuck
shit,
yourself.
go fuck yourself. Okay.
Stay tuned for more of John and Brian try to figure out what Spider-Man movies they've seen and who was
See,
in
that's
them.
that's the problem with.
AKA the nerd off.
See, well, okay, if you're tuning into the show, you're obviously looking for the nerd off. Okay,
It's
that's
true.
that's
It's
true.
true.
But I mean, honestly, I think that's the biggest problem with the Spider-Man verse. Okay, is that they literally wait 6 months before they announce the next reboot. We're on reboot number 3.
Well, what I think is really interesting is that Aunt May keeps getting hotter because she's Marissa Tomei now.
That's
in these
true.
ones.
I mean,
I would hit that Aunt May.
You had your gilfs really into Sally Field.
Yeah.
I'd bang Sally Field.
Out of respect. It would be
Out
a
of just
respect
saying-
thing.
Back when she was like the flying nun, yeah, I mean, I would hit that.
Legitimately hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now I would, just be like,
It's a respect hit now.
It's I think it is.
just give
But
my own
Marissa
personal
Tomei is hot.
Maybelline.
Yeah, she never has quite gotten unbangable.
No,
The
she's
5th reboot,
hot.
Aunt May's just going to be a pair of tits. Just bouncing
With
on
legs.
Yeah.
A pair of tits and some legs.
Perfect.
Peter, where are you going?
It doesn't talk, it just
Whatever
be squishy
shall I
milk
do?
noises.
Squishing milk noises.
Aunt May, you have to let me live my own life.
Oh my god. You guys are terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, I just, that's the problem with the Spider-Man movies is that, you lose track of what's happening with each one,
Well, the franchise has gotten so muddled and convoluted at this point, like no one even gives a damn anymore.
No. I mean, I guess we should give a damn now simply because of the fact that Marvel is pretty much taking the reins on this one now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't seen Civil War. I mean, that's kind of a sacrilege, I guess, because
Yeah, shame
Big
on
super-
us.
super-
We haven't caught it yet.
We haven't
either,
seen it
but
either.
We're working on it.
yeah, I was gonna try to go ahead and catch that as well as Apocalypse. So
Oh, did you see the Apocalypse didn't get very good reviews?
I mean, I kind of figured
Horrible
that.
reviews.
It
I
hurts
kinda
me
figured that.
inside. I was so excited.
I figured Apocalypse was going to get good reviews. They kind of blew their load on Days of Future Past, honestly. I mean, that's like a big overarching event in X-Men's universe. How do you get any bigger than that? And usually when you do try doing that, you end up with Brett Ratner. But I guess for me, like, it should be that Marvel takes over Spider-Man, so it should be better.
But are we kind of looking at Marvel rose-colored glasses? I mean, most of the movies are not really that good.
Most people do like to forget that Marvel was responsible for movies like Blade Trinity.
Well, even the ones that are beloved, the beloved Avengers movies, like not
Avengers
the
2
Avengers.
is crap.
Terrible.
Yeah, not the original Avenger, but you look at Iron Man 2, Thor 2, the Avengers 2. These movies are not good.
Though historically, I think that the Captain America franchise has been the best.
Yes,
out of all
absolutely.
of them. Because I loved the first one, you loved the second one.
I've loved
You
both
know.
those Captain America movies.
yeah, they're both good. I
you
just think
know.
the second one was better.
Yeah, and I thought the first one was better, so it's a conversation we've had before.
The Hulk movies have all bombed and
Oh
were bad.
God, that's one you don't fucking touch.
There
it.
hasn't been a solo Mark Ruffalo Hulk movie,
No,
though, right?
they've said they want to do that, but I think they're just so scared of touching that one again.
They should be. They screwed it up
You know.
a lot.
Well, Edward Norton was supposed to take over as the Hulk, but
Yeah.
I think they made the movie and they're like, "We need you to do 15 more movies," and he was like, "I don't know, guys," And
Well, I think he had
they
disagreements.
recast
He
him.
had disagreements with Marvel, I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
It wasn't all peaches and cream.
Gossip.
But yeah, I mean, there's still people clamoring for a Black Widow movie.
And that's... Is
that actually happening now?
Maybe. I heard maybe.
I hope so.
Obviously, it would be good because it would, be a female hero they actually gave their own movie to. But she's not a superhero, though. She's kind of like a secret agent.
Well,
Yeah, but
I mean,
it'd still be a
Hawkeye's the
cool-
same sort of
Yeah,
thing.
Hawkeye, same
you know?
thing. Yeah, he just shoots an arrow.
But she
really
has
well.
an interesting past that I think could
Yeah.
be carrying of a movie. And I mean, I'm pretty
It'll be-
sure
it'll
you'll
be
look at
interesting-
ScarJo for 2 hours. I think it's.
Well, I think it'll be interesting to
Looking at it
see
right now.
what type of merchandise they put out that doesn't have Scarlett Johansson on.
Yeah.
For the Black Widow
find a
movie.
way, those
They'll find a way
a-holes.
to include everyone else other than Black Widow in a Black Widow themed merchandise.
Yep.
Spider-Man Reboot 5, Scarlett Johansson is Aunt May. And I'm pretty sure the 5th reboot will be in 3 years.
Yep.
Of course it will.
Maybe
Of course it
2.5.
will. So I mean, I hope that I think it only benefits the new Spider-Man if they do have Michael Keaton on as the villain.
It would be amazing.
He is cheating on DC, though.
He really is. He really is.
And does anybody else find the irony in the fact that he made a movie about the frivolousness of that type of vacuous art in Birdman and making fun of superhero movies and how he's getting right back on the wagon?
That's because they paid him money.
Yeah, I paid him a shit ton of money.
They're like, we're going to forget about multiplicity. Like,
You know, it's
Although
a shame.
I
He
love
was so good
Multiplicity.
in Multiplicity.
I
Everyone
love
shits
it.
on Multiplicity, but he's really good in that.
I love Multiplicity. I think it's a fantastic
It's a
movie.
good movie.
I mean,
Well, he's very good in it. It's an okay movie, but he's fantastic.
you know what? If you can't play 4 different versions of yourself, you really aren't an actor.
So true.
So,
So do you have a stunning transition for us?
Yeah, where's the transition at?
Well, hold on. I'm not done talking about this.
Okay.
There were a lot of talks. I think it was still during the Tobey Maguire era that they were going to use Vulture, and they were either going to use Ben Kingsley or John Malkovich, which to me,
can see either one of those.
Yeah, they both seem bird-like. So I thought that would.
Well, I guess
actually
they figured
great
because
casting.
Michael Keaton played Birdman.
Yeah, it brought him into.
They're like,
the fold.
hey, you're all about birds now instead of bats, so might as well jump into that, costume. I mean, he wouldn't have to wear a mask. I mean, I'm looking at the comic art here. He wouldn't have to wear a mask or anything like that. So,
which was
he'd be able to turn his head.
What was horrible in Spider Man 3 when they had him play Venom. But Topher Grace needs more screen time, so he's gonna unravel the Venom face. So
Isn't that sad that he gave
dialogue.
up that 70s show simply because he thought he was gonna?
Oh, he thought he was a
hit
big deal.
A home run with that Spider Man.
He was in a movie with Scarlett Johansson.
What movie was
in
that?
Good Company. Where
Oh,
he's
that
banging
shit
the
fucking
boss's
movie?
daughter. Yeah, well, he thought he was all shit. He was like, I don't need this show anymore. I'm a movie star now, bitches.
Yeah, how far did that last?
It did not.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man 3 killed his career.
Yeah, I think so too.
I haven't seen him in anything else since then.
He was really terrible in it too.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of a shame when you see how little those people from Spider-Man 3 are, haven't done much since then. But speaking of little people, let's jump right into Tiptoes.
Yes, you did it. I didn't know how you would, but you did. What the fuck?
This is the greatness I live with every
So
day.
this is our second entry into the Pantheon of Utter Shit. Last time, if you were keeping track, we tackled Troll 2 and gave that kind of a Thor ranking. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. This one, I really don't know which one this one follows into, but it's definitely in the Pantheon.
Well, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say it's the Hermes.
The
Because
Hermes?
that's the messenger of the gods, god of trade, thieves, travelers, sports athletes, border crossings, and the guide to the underworld, because Tiptoes will take you to hell, and you will have to stay there after having seen it.
Elaine, explain Tiptoes.
Please explain Tiptoes.
So Tiptoes is a movie.
You gotta get into this one.
Okay, it's a movie that stars Matthew McConaughey and Kate Beckinsale. The year is 2003. These two actors actually have careers. So they didn't do it for money. They didn't do it because they were at the end of their rope. I mean, they were actual actors and actual shit at this point. They are a couple. They are together. And they are engaged. And she's an artist, so she's very free-spirited. And he trains firefighters, which I think is also an out-of-the-box occupation, but they make it...
I always thought that firefighters were volunteer for the most part, so that means that the fire company that he goes to, they have money.
Right, and I mean, but they kind of play it as this very buttoned-up, laced-up job that he has, and I don't think that's quite fair because it's a very unusual occupation. But this is the least of my problems. So they're engaged, and he's like, all right, babe, I have shit to do, and he goes to go to this.
That was
all right, babe. I got shit to do.
Right. Well, he goes to this dinner with his family, and we find that his family are all little people.
What the twist?
So.
And he is a perfectly sized human.
Normal. I mean, well, the other people are humans too, Brian.
They are human, but I'm just saying.
We're going to try.
We're walking on so many fucking eggshells
this
episode.
I don't offend anybody because, I mean, the movie's terrible, and that's what I'm making fun of. The movie is terrible. So McConaughey didn't get the traits, to be a little person himself, but he has a twin played by Gary Oldman.
Named Rolf.
And Rolf is a little person, and they have done all this CGI to make
They
Gary,
didn't do
or not CGI, but I
they
mean
did
they
makeup.
the effects. I guess I should
Yeah.
say. I said CGI, and that's not correct. But they do like
I don't think
different
they had the budget
camera
for CGI.
tricks. I don't either. They had like camera tricks and did different things to make it appear that Gary
He was
Oldman
on his knees for a good chunk of the movie.
It's so obvious too.
There's a point where he's sitting on a couch and they clearly have him behind the couch, and they have like little fake little person legs so that it can
Well,
look
I
like
think
he actually is.
they
a little
cut him
person.
like right into the
Yeah,
couch. I think, like,
he
he's
was literally
down
standing in
yeah.
the couch.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's not even hidden.
So-
That's it.
So this is Matthew McConaughey's background, and he doesn't see fit to tell his fiance this yet until she gets pregnant with his child.
Because he's kind of ashamed, he's like, I don't want them to know, or I don't want, Kate Beckinsale. I don't remember the characters' names. I don't want.
She's Carol. I can't remember his
Carol and I don't know.
But I think also
Matthew
just to
McConaughey.
keep it straight, I'll say Kate Beckinsale. I don't want her to know that I come from a family of little people.
Well, then she gets pregnant. Literally, the rest of the movie is, can I have this child knowing it'll be a little person? What the fuck? Yes, you should have that child. It's fine. Fuck you.
Steven,
That's it.
is Matthew McConaughey. Steven.
And so it's supposed to I think the ads kind of played it off as being almost like a romantic comedy.
That's the thing. It's not.
It is so deadly serious.
It is. I gotta preface this with that. I have not seen this movie until you guys told me to fucking see it. And I literally am coming off of just watching it a couple hours ago.
You're welcome.
So I'm fresh. Okay.
And to anybody that's listening to this, if you haven't seen it,
We did
you
include the
have to
trailer.
see it.
We did include the trailer.
Good.
You have
need to see it.
see this movie. It will.
But don't.
We can't even do it justice.
Don't
You
make
have to
Brian's
see it.
mistake. Don't watch it early in the day. Watch it when you're home for the night, and you can have a few adult beverages
That's
because
true.
you cannot get through it sober. You cannot.
I mean, there were multiple times I was watching it and just going, "What the fuck?
It's so bad.
How did this get greenlit?
Well,
how did it get past the we're going to give you money stage?"
I mean, even if you get to that
For
point,
this.
it's not even a well-done movie for as absurd as the
And
premise
you have a
is.
DVD copy of it.
Of course he
you
has
do.
a copy of it.
You spent money on it.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Wait a minute. Official selection 2004 Sundance Film Festival? Are you fucking with me?
Well,
No.
Sundance ain't what it used
Sundance
to
will
be,
take.
kids.
Yeah, Sundance used to take any type of shit you give them. I guess they're a little bit more selective now. This movie might have been the reason they were a little bit more
Maybe.
selective now. Even the cover of this fucker is just.
It's so
It
confusing.
is so photoshopped to shit. Like, why are there what are those like daffodils or some type of flower? Why is that even there? There's no flowers in this fucking movie.
I think at one point Patricia Arquette eats flowers when she's high or something. No,
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Well,
honestly,
no,
like this
so-
was this. I thought with her character, Patricia Arquette's character, I thought this was a sequel to True Romance, as you pretty much have the same type of character, the ditzy blonde, not prostitute.
Well, here's the thing, though, Brian. 2 Oscar winners for acting in this movie. 2 Oscar winners.
and at least the 3 out of the 4 have been nominated for Oscars, and 2
Yeah.
of them have won them.
I can't get over that the guy who played Dracula Stansfield from The Professional,
Commissioner Gordon.
Sid Vicious, Commissioner Gordon,
Harvey Oswald.
must have been really down on his luck in 2002, 2003, and just really needed money and decided that, hey, you know what? I've played everything. Why not play a little person? In the most unconvincing and honestly offensive
It's so offensive.
little person
isn't this
get up
little
I've ever
person
seen.
Blackface.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Why
Because
couldn't
the
they have
whole movie-
hired somebody?
There are multiple little people in this movie, and
they're all famous little
legitimate-
people.
Yeah,
But they all
little
became
people.
famous later.
Well, you got Peter Dinklage. I know that the one person who was in Carnival was in this.
Yeah.
These are people.
Bridget the midget, the little person's porn actress.
Oh, yeah.
What? Who is she?
She's the one that is.
Was she the girl who was having sex with David Allen Greer?
Yep.
Yep.
That's her.
No.
Yep.
Really?
People have not seen this movie. It's like, wait a minute.
By the way,
person
David
porn actress
Allen
had sex with
David Allen Greer his wig, the worst fucking thing ever.
It was kind of great, wasn't it?
It was ridiculous.
Made me so happy.
You know, when you're making this movie, you need to hedge your bets and not put a weird wig on David Alan Grier. But no, so yeah, he's off training firemen, you know, as you do, and Rolf, that's Gary Oldman's character name, shows up to his house, and you know he runs into.
He's kind of down on his luck. I mean, he got the shit kicked out of him by Bridget the Midget's boyfriend
or something.
It was like some guy that she was living with.
Yeah,
and beats up Gary Oldman.
Mm-hmm.
He's a writer, and he hangs out with a angry French
Marxist
anarchist played by Peter Dinklage.
And Peter Dinklage is so awesome.
And that's what I'm saying.
Movie. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, this is the worst script I've ever read. I don't care.
Here's the funny thing.
It's so
it's funny that we're reviewing this now because he just did like a commencement.
I totally
speech
saw it. I cried the whole time.
in which he did say, you do one movie and you just build on from another. So I'm guessing Tiptoes was one of those movies he was talking about, just going, this is the shit you got to get through to basically be,
so true. That's
you know,
so
a Lannister in Game of Thrones.
Because his speech was so good. It was about like, don't wait too long to go after your dreams, and like
you're gonna do some shit work.
Yeah, but like do the work, get to it. You know.
Well, this comes out a year after Elf. Now he did not have a big part in that movie, but I mean,
he was one of the.
I
thought he was great in Elf.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a great actor. Like, it doesn't matter what the project
is. Tiptoes and then Elf, not the other.
He also was in. I think this was around the same time that he did Nip Tuck.
Oh,
was he on that?
Yeah,
I forgot about Nip Tuck.
Yeah, he was in Nip Tuck. He was really good. That particular series was one of the things that got him involved into the more dramatic stuff.
I would imagine.
But this movie, what the fuck?
It was just so bizarre.
She freaks out.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're his brother," you know, and then she goes.
Carol's not too bright.
Yeah, she goes to where he's doing his fireman training, where Matthew McConaughey's doing his fireman training to like yell at him, and she's wearing the most distracting hat.
It's
for
awesome.
no reason.
It really is a distracting hat.
And she's in Paul Frank pajamas.
Well, and then she comes, you know, and he's like, "Babe, what's going on?" You know, and she's like, "You didn't tell me you came from a family of midgets." And then he just, you know, you can't call them midgets.
You can't call them that. They're known as little people.
You know, and she's like, "Well, I'm pregnant, so suck on that." You know, and
more or less words.
Yeah, and the rest of the movie is her coming to terms, so they're coming to deal with this. Changing and also, but the fear of what the baby's gonna be like, because Gary Oldman and Peter Dinklage all like they constantly have problems in the movies with their backs or getting sick because
little person problems. Little people, what they
shit.
call.
Yes, little
yes,
people
that was the line of dialogue from the movie.
And then we deal with Matthew McConaughey's like increasing like need for anger management, where he just hates like everything
himself.
He's come from and hates himself and like doesn't want the baby to be a little person, and
that's why he hasn't told his fiance.
It's so fucking weird.
That's the thing to keep in mind is that they got past the girlfriend stage in the living together stage, and now they're at fiance stage. They're getting married in the summer. Okay, so it's like you're telling me you went through, and I don't know if this necessarily speaks about Matthew McConaughey or Kate Beckinsale's character that she never just said, "So, am I going to meet your folks? Or I'm going to meet anyone? You got any brothers or sisters?" That they never once in that entire time just went to there.
I don't. It could be that maybe they lived in California and the parents lived in like Maine.
Did they live in Maine?
Well, I don't think they ever said it, but I mean, I guess there's a chance that you never could have met.
I don't think that was the case.
I don't think that was the case. I think it was like there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make any sense. Like there's a line of dialogue where Rolf comes and meets Kate Beckinsale's character.
It sounds like we're mocking. It's really his name.
That's the thing. We're not mocking anyone.
So Matthew McConaughey's
this is the story.
Matthew McConaughey's name is Steven, right?
Steven.
And his brother, who's a little person's name, is Rolf.
Like the
what
Muppet.
The fuck?
Like the Muppet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there was no thought. But the thing that got me, like, there's plot holes up to fucking wazoo in this thing.
It doesn't even make
like
any
they're
sense.
the size of the Grand Canyon. Like the scene where Kate Beckinsale tells Rolf, Gary Oldman, that he'll be gone. You know that Matthew McConaughey will be gone for the week, and okay, gone for the week, right?
Yep.
Okay, goes to a party the next day.
Yep.
Apparently not gone for a week now.
Nope.
And here's the thing too. Why did they?
I found out that he's a little person inside.
Well, it's like why did he invite two people to go with him to the party? Like, and then the other thing too, and I noticed this on a couple of different reviews. The filmmakers decided they were going to get artsy with that phone call between Kate Beckinsale and Matthew McConaughey. Do you remember this from the movie? Where they get that extreme close-up on Kate Beckinsale's mouth.
Oh,
and then they're cutting to the in shadow, ominous, scene of Matthew McConaughey just like, oh, fun. You talk to my parents? Fuck you. And he throws his phone.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Pick a genre.
Oh, yeah.
It's
all over the place.
It's the whole movie is fucking all over the place. The pacing is shit. The lines of dialogue are shit. The acting from, honestly, very talented people. Like, I think we can all kind of say, I mean, Matthew McConaughey is debatable.
No, I think Kate Beckinsale is debatable. Like, she
really?
is fun to look at, but she is fucking terrible.
Guys, just because Patricia Arquette won an Oscar, let's not give her too much credit.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I think
we have not even mentioned that she is just this drug-addled,
that's honestly it.
Walker
like
girlfriend of Gary Oldman?
No, of Peter
or
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage, yes.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
To get that separation in there.
Yeah. So, well, I think that Matthew McConaughey has become a fine actor. I mean, he's no longer that asshole in 10 Things I Did with Your Girlfriend, or you know what I mean, like those
10 Things
dumb
I Did with Your Girlfriend.
Do you know those like dumb movies he used to do? Like he's come a long way from that. Like,
right.
He's not doing Fool's Gold anymore.
Correct.
But I think Kate Beckinsale is awful throughout the movie, and Gary Oldman, who's usually a very wonderful actor. No, he's terrible.
I just gotta ask, did he just need to pay the rent?
Like I said, I feel like Peter Dinklage was still good in it, though. Even though he had nothing to work with.
He's good in it, right? Explain to me why he needed to pull a gun.
Explain to me why he needed to be in the movie.
Manager?
Like, let's be honest. Like, I don't know why he needed to be in the movie in the capacity
because they
served.
needed to basically create a French little person. That's what it was.
I mean, I don't understand.
Honestly, that's the worst French accent I've ever seen.
I don't understand why he didn't just play Matthew McConaughey's twin. Why did we need Gary Oldman at all?
Well, that speaks to a bigger.
Because Gary Oldman's
context.
like, let's see, I played Dracula. I played a guy whose face is ripped off. I've done it all. So now I have to play a little person because it's the only.
I
thing
seriously
I
think
done
he
yet.
Needed money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm no joke. I think he needed money.
Like, I mean, I just don't understand.
I think all four of these people needed money.
If anyone on this is the crew or staff of Tiptoes knows why these actors did it, please contact the show. Please let us know.
We just want to know what drove them to almost commit career suicide. Because I think that's the important thing to say is, despite the fact of that they were in this fucking stink bomb, they all have careers.
Oh yeah, Yeah, Kate.
She was on Medium. Kate Beckinsale does Underworld movies.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey
has an Oscar.
Gary Oldman.
He's still steadily working. He's been nominated.
He's been nominated a couple
times. He's Commissioner frickin' Gordon.
He's Commissioner fucking Gordon.
Yeah. I mean, they all went on to do other things. I mean, they survived beyond Tiptoes, but I just think
why?
I think it's weird that when like McConaughey gets all pissed off about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing coming out, and he's all mad about that. It's like, really, buddy? Like, that's the movie you're embarrassed of?
Exactly. It's
really?
like, let me get this straight. You thought that you playing a cannibalistic crazy person with a mechanical leg that you needed a remote control, that's the one that pisses you off, not basically a mockery to little people everywhere.
The most offensive movie, I think, that really exists out there with a straight face.
In modern times, yeah. I think there could be a couple movies you could look at, from back in the day.
But this is from 2003.
That's the
we
crazy
should have
part.
known better.
That really is the crazy part. I mean, honestly, my favorite moments of this movie is one, when you think the movie's over, when they have the wedding. Like, I thought the movie was fucking over.
Yep,
I'm like,
yep.
oh,
You think it's
okay,
the end. Yep, you
that's
think-
the end. And then they cut to, what was it, like 3 months later or something like that, and you find out that Matthew McConaughey has gone from sparkling romantic comedy Matthew McConaughey to drug addict looking sweaty fucker Matthew McConaughey.
Well, the scene where the baby's born, it feels like a dream sequence.
Yeah, that's what I
Because
thought.
the doctor is a little person for no reason at all, and then they come into and it looks like they come into the hospital room, and Matthew McConaughey looks like he's run a marathon.
He looked like he did a couple bumps in the hallway.
Seriously.
He started some blow and just came in. It's just like, I need new chromosomes, and punches a wall.
Yep.
The baby's a little person, and he freaks the fuck out, punches holes in the wall, and then the movie
This movie has like the entirely wrong message.
And my thing is, why wasn't that safe for the beginning? Like, that's the thing. There was no conflict at all until the last 30 minutes. Like, why couldn't
the tone
you
of the
save
movie
that part?
just drastically changes because while it is always a drama, like it was a little lighthearted, for the first half of the movie, and then when the kid's born, it just turns into this really sad, morose.
Yeah, well, Matthew McConaughey loses his shit, and then Kate Beckinsale falls in love with Gary Oldman, and then they raise the kid together. Like, in the woods, in their cabin. It's so weird.
And McConaughey's like, I'm out, mic drop, and he just leaves.
Yeah, he's just like, whatever.
I can't raise no little person. Like,
Just, what the fuck?
he has a backwards character arc.
He does.
He devolves as a person.
Yeah, he becomes a total asshole.
But, like, it's just completely off. The whole movie.
I mean, it's so strange, isn't it?
It's so fucking strange.
It's almost like 4 movies into one. I mean, it just like
I'd say there's
a
a total of 3.
Yeah,
there's
and
3 movies. You've got Peter Dinklage and Patricia Arquette, and that whole series of romances there. Which,
Yep.
Both characters completely unnecessary to the movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then you've got this whole thing, a love triangle now. I guess that's what it is. Which
even though Gary Oldman is like remarkably older than Matthew
10 years.
McConaughey,
he looks.
10
years older.
They're supposed to be twins, and like they don't even look like
Are
they're
they
in
twins?
the same.
I thought they were just brothers.
No, they're twins.
Okay.
Well, here's my thing, and this is I told you guys this before.
I forgot that.
Matthew McConaughey has that Southern accent bullshit. Gary Oldman has that Southern accent bullshit. His parents do not. They don't have any accent. Where did that fucking come from? Like, quite literally, where'd it come from?
So bad.
They didn't take any consideration into casting this at all.
No.
Except, I'm sure they probably did want Gary Oldman, to play a little person. And then they just kind of worked everything else around that.
They must have.
And,
my
including
God.
David Allen Greer playing James
He literally
Brown
was there
impersonator.
just to bang the little person. That was
her
it.
name is Bridget the Midget. That's her stage name, so I'm not being offensive.
No, that's the thing. That's
what she
quite
calls
literally
herself.
her stage name.
Yeah. And they obviously hired her because they're like, well, we need, David Allen Greer to take you to Pound Town in a greenhouse. And I like how nobody can apparently see. I know it's night, but they go in, they turn the light on in the greenhouse. Like, no, you could still see.
My thing
the
is
house
this.
is made of glass.
Here's my problem regarding the whole love story between Gary Oldman and Bridget the Midget is, okay, he already found out that she was having sex with the one guy at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the one that kicked the shit out of him.
The one that kicked the shit out of him. Okay? Why are you giving her another chance to basically break her heart again?
Because he's a romantic.
But this has been going on continuously. They've even said, like, oh, yeah, she did this again. And then why is it that time that you're suddenly just like, I'm done. I'm out?
Because he read the script and he knows he has to fall in love with Kate Beckinsale.
Seriously, I mean, just like no part of this movie makes sense, and like I cannot overstate this. You cannot watch it sober. You cannot.
It
doesn't.
made me so angry.
Yeah, it's gonna make you so angry if you aren't drunk.
It just made me so fucking
really
angry.
bad.
Now, here's the funny thing. Okay, I'm looking at the IMDb page. It actually has almost 5 stars.
Out of how many? 100?
10.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It's a 4.7. Wow. It's a 4.7.
I bet it's people who love it because it's terrible, though.
No. I think there actually are some people. There's 87 user reviews on this thing. Okay, you've got. Let me find Okay. Excellent original idea wasted in an awful screenplay. Okay. Little good in this movie.
See what
That's
they
the title
did
of it.
there.
How did they ever get funding for this? That's what I said. Was whose bright idea was it to go ahead and say, you know what, I'll give some money to this thing?
It's a valid question.
It just has the bad kind of controversy.
And by the way,
all
these
over
are filtering the best reviews. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that, John introduced me 2 years ago.
I actually did find a couple good ones on the IMDb. Okay? And they start with a misunderstood American masterpiece.
Whoa! Okay, then.
I'm going to read this one, okay? I'm going to read this one because it's short. Okay?
Okay.
It is very rare that I write comments for films anymore. I have to use this review.
I was wondering.
I'm on board. I was along for
But
the ride.
after witnessing the wonderful Tiptoes
The
and
wonderful.
and reading all the negative feedback, I felt inclined. The movie is never played for laughs, as I originally thought it would be. Instead, Tiptoes has got to be the most honest look at the life of dwarfs. Keep in mind, little people and dwarfs not the same thing, I have ever seen. This film examines the serious subject matter of if you know your child was going to be a dwarf, would you still have it? Would you still love it? Gary Oldman, the finest working actor in films today, gives an amazing performance as the title character. Was his name Tiptoes? I didn't know that. Because that's what title character means.
Oh, yeah.
Going back. His work here should have earned him an Oscar.
Can you imagine?
Oh, he could.
I'm not done yet. There's more to this.
For his little band
Oh,
performance.
my God, you're so...
Yes, Gary plays a dwarf, but it is an honest performance, not just a gimmick. Matthew McConaughey and Kate Beckinsale, quite frankly, have never been better.
That's maybe true.
Peter Dinklage has got to be given props for his turning a nothing role into something special. I love this movie. Ignore the bad buzz and enjoy this fine, misunderstood masterpiece. 10 out of 10. I might add that the author's name is _Wood.
I wish we had this person in the room to have like a counter argument to everything that we've been
Just
saying.
explain to me.
But
explain
honestly,
why
like
you
I'm
think
looking
it's
at
good.
IMDb right now, and there's got to be at least 10,
Well,
if not
all
more.
of you poor people are mistaken.
You
because this movie
guys
is
really
dog
are.
shit.
I mean, honestly, I don't mean to tell you guys you're wrong, but you guys are fucking wrong.
It's really bad.
If you like Tiptoes and you're listening to this and you want to give a counter argument, we'll have you on the show.
You know what?
love
I'm going to
heartbeat.
open that up to everybody. Okay, yeah,
heartbeat.
exactly. If you think that Tiptoes was a fantastic fucking movie, that you put it right up there with The Godfather, Citizen Kane, and I don't know, Breakfast at Tiffany's,
Yep.
because that had also an offensive character in that.
Very offensive.
Go ahead. Email us. We'll bring you on the show, and we'll basically tell you that you're fucking wrong. Okay?
it was like a real invitation until the
No,
end.
it is a real invitation.
Right, but they're not going to come on if they're just going to think we're going to yell at them.
No
one will be our friend, Brian.
Okay, I will
Our special
very
guest today,
quiet.
fucking idiot. Now, fucking idiot. What do you make of this movie? Keep in mind, you're a fucking idiot.
In all seriousness, though, I will not call them a fucking idiot. At least not to their
We
face.
just want to understand.
I just want to know. Yeah, I want to know what you see in that movie that I'd have to say probably 95 to 97% of the population doesn't see.
We're at a loss, guys.
I'm really at a loss. This was very hard to get through. It was very hard to watch and just, take it seriously. Like, that's the thing, too. I get it if they're trying to make, like, if the writer and the director were like, I want to make a very serious movie about a very serious subject. Okay?
Sure.
I get that. I get that completely. But why go this route? Why then, and I know I read a little research on it, and apparently the director pretty much pieced on this afterwards.
It's clear.
And the studio took over and basically created that trailer that honestly is not representative of this movie at all.
Nope.
That trailer basically gives you this romantic comedy movie that you're going to get, which, there's some kooky characters, and that's it.
Yeah.
This is not that at all.
No, it's not at all.
But if you're going to go the route and give us some serious subject matter, why did you write off on having Gary Oldman basically be a modern day version of blackface? Like, that's what I don't get.
Isn't it? Like, let's just say it was Peter Dinklage in the Gary Oldman role and just another little person in Peter Dinklage's role, or whatever. It's not Gary Oldman. It's not a full grown man on his knees pretending to be a little person. Is the movie as bad? Like, is the movie almost passable without Gary Oldman?
Well, it's probably still bad because the script was terrible, but is it less offensive?
I think it probably would be absolutely less offensive if you did not see a hobbling, fully grown person, okay?
Yeah.
A normal proportioned person walking around on his knees. Like, that's the thing. It's like, even the arguments he was having with Peter Dinklage, and you're just going, this is supposed to be a dramatic moment, but I just cannot get past the fact that this is a lie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what is Dinklage thinking when he's filming?
Well, he actually did respond. He on Wikipedia, I mean, I guess you could say how trusted that source is. He actually said that the uncut version of this movie was beautiful. Like, I think that's actually the quote here.
So he was okay with acting next to Gary Oldman, because that'd be like Denzel Washington being in a buddy black movie, but the other actor's Jim Carrey with tar on his face. And it's like, what are you so upset about, Denzel Washington?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage said, according to him, the original cut of the film was gorgeous, but the director was fired shortly after turning it in, and the people who fired him recut the film into a rom-com with dwarves. Honestly, I can't see how the original would
but you can kind
pass
of
the mustard.
You can kind of tell, though, that, like, the failure of the film is in the editing. Any movie that doesn't make any fucking sense, it usually comes down to the editing.
Right.
But how could it have been that different?
Well, I mean, I think it definitely had a more serious tone that they tried to cut away. And I think that's why the real serious stuff of the movie is saved for that last 30 minutes.
I guess.
But I just cannot get past the fact that how can you go ahead and just be okay with Gary Oldman basically being a mockery?
Yeah,
like,
I mean...
I just can't get it, you know? And I mean, I guess you could say, well, it's acting. It's no big deal.
I mean,
but I mean, think of how many movies you have now coming out. Okay, like we talked last week about video games like Prince of Persia.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, whitewashing.
Ew. That happens more often in movies nowadays.
That happens all the time.
And it's you know,
John Wayne plays Fu Manchu.
Yes.
Yeah. It's...
You know, Mickey Rooney plays someone from China. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying. Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's one of the worst. That offenses.
That's not just a white actor playing, somebody who's supposed to be from China. That is purposely offensive.
Stereotype.
Yeah.
Like completely
that
offensive.
One's really bad.
But I mean, you know, this happens in movies all the time, and I guess, I guess it's not considered a big deal in Hollywood to do this.
Well, I just think it's disgusting because there's...
Well, it's guys' bravery. You know, like, oh, how brave, Gary Oldman. How brave.
No.
That's how they try
not bravery.
But that's how they try to explain it away. Like, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No.
But it's gross because, I mean, there's so many people in the world that could be in entertainment, and we need more diversity in entertainment all the time.
Or if it's very simple. If the character in the script is supposed to be a ethnicity or, you know, a little person in this case, go hire an actor who's very good, who could pull off that role as a little person or as that ethnicity. Do you have to go ahead and basically make a mockery? Because that's what these studios are doing. And I know the reason why they put Gary Oldman in it. It's because of the fact that he's Gary fucking Oldman. They could go ahead and throw his name on a marquee. That's what it all comes down to.
And a lot of people might be like, I want to see how they make Gary Oldman into a little person.
But then basically at that point it becomes you've taken any serious subject matter out of the movie and turn it into a carnival show. Yeah. Like, I hate to say that, but that's the truth.
Well, it's not uncommon in anything that we've seen, like in Hollywood before, though. I mean, the whitewashing aspect of Hollywood is not
It's
new.
ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's not my fandom, but we were talking about Scarlett Johansson earlier, and so the Japanese anime Ghost in the Shell, she's the lead now. But why?
No, you're right.
Why is she the lead? Why is she in it? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand why an Asian American or Asian actor wasn't picked.
Well, it makes sense when you think about who is funding these films. Okay, it makes financial sense to say some jackass in Wall Street who runs a hedge fund who basically piles money over to Hollywood and says, okay, I'm going to give you a couple $1 million here or a couple $1 billion and you can go ahead and make this movie. But you know what I really want to see? I want to make sure that you're able to make some money back in it. So go ahead and hire Scarlett Johansson. Because she's you could say whatever you want, she's bankable.
She's bangable too.
Well, she's bangable too. But that's what I'm saying is she's a quote unquote star.
Well,
Gary Oldman is a quote-unquote star.
But is it really their star power, or is it just Hollywood's like greater desire to just whitewash no matter what?
I think it's a combination of both. I think they do not... One, I think they're not open to actually... One, if you're going to appropriate, cultural material like the anime, you should...
Anime.
It's a fucking anime, okay?
Come on!
Those characters are not Caucasian. They're not.
Well,
That's the way it is.
Here's kind of a sad... truth is that the majority of American films make more money overseas. That's not the sad truth part, but they make more money overseas than they do in the United States. And this is true. I'm not just trying to be a shock value here, but Chinese people or China, which is one of the biggest markets for our films, don't like black people.
Really?
Yeah, they do not want black people in
Really?
movies. So studios are hesitant to make the lead.
Or is that what the studios are telling us, just to justify their own whitewashing bullshit?
Well, the studio, if it is true, is hesitant to use black leads because then they won't sell their movie as well in China.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy that.
I don't know. That does...
I've seen the opposite happen too. I've seen like movies like Iron Man 3, for example, as well as the last Transformers movie, where they know that they're going to go ahead and make more money in, say, China or other countries, so they specifically rewrite their screenplays to make use of Chinese actors and Chinese locations. And, like, I know that the last Transformers movie, they went to China for no reason whatsoever. There was no reason to go there. But they did it anyway. Iron Man 3, they actually filmed an entirely new scene that doesn't add anything to the movie.
Oh, wow.
Simply because of the fact that they knew they were going to make money overseas. That's what they did.
That's interesting.
How do we get from Tiptoes to Transformers?
I like it.
I'm just saying it speaks to, I think both are taking advantage of, you could say,
Foreign
racism,
markets.
foreign markets, whitewashing. It's all the same sort of thing. Yeah. Honestly... it was hard for me to watch Tiptoes simply because of the fact that it was Gary Oldman.
Oh, yeah.
And
also,
little person blackface.
And
like, that's what it
because
felt
it's
like.
a terrible fucking movie.
It's a bad movie regardless, but the main thing about why it's a bad movie is because it's so offensive.
Yes.
It is.
And if you're the kind of person that can laugh at like something that's offensive and a failure, then you're gonna love it. If you're easily offended, you probably won't find this movie as humorous as I do. You'll just be appalled.
You'll be appalled alone at the fact that someone gave money to make this.
It's true.
That's the most appalling thing, is that not only did someone invest a great deal of money, their budget, they don't even list their fucking budget on here.
I think it was $40.
I don't think it was. I mean, that wouldn't justify Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale, Gary Oldman, and Patricia Arquette jumping on this thing. It must have been more than that. But, I just don't get how it got past green light stage.
I don't
how
either.
the
I mean, I don't
fuck
either.
did it get past it?
I don't either.
But, yeah, fucking Tiptoes. What the hell?
That's how we're going to end the show. Fucking Tiptoes.
Yeah. I got nothing more to say about it.
You sound so tired now, Brian. I feel like this movie's aged you.
Do we know why it's called Tiptoes?
No, we don't. No, we don't. See, that's the other thing, too.
Like, I don't know.
It's never explained. It's never.
Just called it little tiny midget feet. Like, if they're really just going.
Oh my God, John!
Well,
seriously?
Is that not patronizing and awful? Like, tiptoes because they're little people.
Oh my God.
Really bad. Really bad.
And on that note,
I mean,
Brian, why don't you plug our social media?
Yeah, so if we still have viewers after
we have an
this,
Insta. If we still have people who care.
Oh yeah, we got Instagram now.
You're so tired. You're like, I don't give a shit. This movie broke me.
Let this film break you.
It's gonna take about a good couple weeks for me to get unbroken. From
Just
this.
scrub your brain. It's fine.
It's like that Bruce Wayne getting his back broken by Bane. I'm going to need to have, Jean-Paul Valley pop in and be gone for a while.
And then you'll be inexplicably doing push-ups like 2 days later.
I'm talking about the comic book. I'm not talking about that bullshit. Okay? But anyway.
Sounds like a future episode of me.
Yeah. Anyway, be sure to like us on Facebook and Twitter if you've enjoyed this very...
Dadaist.
Is that where we're going to go with? Dadaist? Okay.
Episode on Tiptoes.
As I said, we're also on Instagram at Cinema Psycho Show. If you have a favorite movie that you would like for us to review or a question... Unless it's Tiptoes. I mean, we're getting this out of the way at episode 10, so we never have to fucking talk about it ever again.
Never forget.
Well, you guys are aware there's a Tiptoes 2.
No, there is not.
Sure there is.
No,
if you have a film you would like us to review, or your own film you'd like to send us, where can they send it?
Oh, you can send it to cinemapsychoshow@gmail.com. You can find us on our website, cinemapsychoshow.com. And be sure to subscribe and catch our next episode, available every Friday. Fucking Tiptoes. God damn it.
Go see Tiptoes.
Yeah. Go see Tiptoes.
On Columbia TriStar, if there's a spike in downloads or whatever, or sales, send us some free copies of the movie. I know it's probably not on Blu-ray, but come on, we just did you a solid.
This is what's going to make it go on Blu-ray.
It'll be all your fault.
Awesome.
Okay. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.